Imagine finishing your Friday with like 12 extra hours saved,
Oh, wow.
right? Just no more drowning in unread emails, no more losing your entire afternoon, compiling those tedious weekly status reports. Today, we are looking at a system that promises exactly that.
It's a huge promise.
He really is. So, welcome, friends of the show.
Yeah.
And please note right at the very beginning of our broadcast today that this is an AI-generated comprehensive analysis. We're here to conduct a detailed technical review of the book AI for Everyday Automation by Dipankar Sarkar.
Exactly.
Our mission is to take the complex automation systems presented in this text and basically translate them into actionable, accessible knowledge for your professional life.
Yeah, and the fundamental thesis of this book addresses a very common, very painful professional reality. I mean, mid-career knowledge workers spend an excessive amount of their week on, like, administrative scaffolding.
Scaffolding, I love that term for it.
Right. This scaffolding includes managing emails, writing status updates, and
Yeah.
manually tracking tasks across different platforms.
Hmm.
And consequently, professionals just spend insufficient time on actual strategic thinking.
Yeah. The real work.
Exactly, the real work. So the author argues that you can reclaim 8 to 12 hours a week. This is achieved by connecting AI tools directly to your daily work platforms, transforming them from simple chatbots into an automated professional infrastructure.
And that is the crucial shift we must understand here. We are not just talking about asking a chatbot or a random question in isolation.
Right, no.
We are going to explore a continuous workflow that integrates tools like Claude, ChatGPT, or Perplexity with platforms like Gmail, Google Drive, and your calendar.
Yeah.
And we'll build this system from the ground up, starting with, how to identify what you should actually automate in the first place.
Well, the foundation of this system begins with a concept the author calls the 30-minute time map. This involves auditing your weekly tasks using a specific scoring matrix. So you score your recurring tasks based on 2 metrics. The first metric is time consumed, ranked from 1 to 5.
Okay, 1 to 5.
And the second metric is cognitive uniqueness, also ranked from 1 to 5.
So let us make that concept concrete for our listeners. Imagine you are a marketing manager. Designing a new, innovative campaign strategy would score a 5 for cognitive uniqueness, right?
Absolutely.
Because only you can provide that specific creative vision based on your industry experience. However, formatting a post-campaign status report by copying numbers from a spreadsheet into a presentation template,
All the worst.
right? That scores a 1 for cognitive uniqueness, even if it takes you 3 hours, which would give it a 5 for time consumed.
Yeah, that marketing manager scenario perfectly illustrates the goal here. A task that scores high on time consumed, but low on cognitive uniqueness, is your ideal candidate for automation.
Makes sense.
Common examples include, email triage, meeting follow-ups, or standard data formatting. These tasks take hours, but do not require your unique strategic judgment.
Right. So once you identify these targets, what's next?
The next step is configuring your AI workbench. The author recommends utilizing 3 distinct tools because each possesses different technical strengths.
Okay, which ones?
So, Claude is recommended for long context reasoning. Like if you have a 50-page internal document, Claude can analyze the entire text without losing important details.
Ah,
Then ChatGPT provides a secure data analysis sandbox, which is perfect for working with numerical spreadsheets. And finally, Perplexity is optimal for web research because it provides inline source citations, allowing you to trace facts back to their original websites.
that's super helpful. But before you start using any of these tools, the book insists on a really critical setup step, which is configuring custom instructions.
Highly critical.
This means providing the AI with your professional role, your standard communication style, and your common daily tasks. You're effectively giving the AI your professional identity.
Exactly.
But I have to ask, does spending time meticulously configuring custom instructions and learning these systems actually pay off for small routine tasks? I mean, it sounds like a massive amount of initial administrative work just to avoid future administrative work.
Yeah, I mean, that is a very natural hesitation. However, this one-time setup is absolutely necessary for a functioning system. If you fail to configure your custom instructions, the AI will just default to generic robotic outputs.
Right, that standard AI voice.
Yeah, exactly. And then you will spend compounding hours manually editing the tone of every single AI draft to make it sound like you. Investing 20 minutes up front to establish your voice saves dozens of hours in manual revisions later. It tunes the AI from a generic writer into a personalized assistant.
Okay, that puts the time investment into a really helpful perspective. So once your workbench is prepared with those custom instructions, the author introduces the core AI loop.
Right.
This fundamental workflow consists of 5 steps. First, you gather your input, which can be messy, unformatted notes from a phone call. Second, you write a structured prompt, and you must approach this prompt as a conversation rather than a rigid command.
That's a key distinction, yeah.
Third, you review the AI's output. Fourth, you refine that output using follow-up prompts. And finally, you use the resulting product in your work.
And that fourth step, refining with a follow-up prompt, that requires a significant shift in behavior. When an AI generates a poor paragraph, the human instinct is to simply copy the text into a document and rewrite the paragraph manually.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Right. But the author insists you must resist this urge. Instead, you instruct the AI to adjust its tone or length. You might tell it to make the tone more formal or to condense the text into bullet points.
So you force the machine to do the edit?
Exactly. This practice teaches you how to communicate with the system more precisely, which improves all your future interactions.
It requires a profound mental shift. You are moving from being a writer staring at a blank page to an editor shaping existing material.
Exactly that.
You are providing feedback rather than generating the raw material yourself. So once you master this fundamental editing loop, where is the most logical place to deploy it?
The inbox.
Yes, you aim it at the biggest time sink in the modern office, the inbox and the calendar. The book outlines a method to achieve inbox zero in 25 minutes using a connected email workflow.
Yeah, and the mechanics of this workflow are highly efficient. The system involves connecting the AI directly to your email client.
Okay.
Depending on your platform, this might be achieved through native workspace extensions or secure API integrations. The AI reads your unread messages and classifies them into 3 distinct buckets: ACT Now, ACT Later, and Inform Only.
I love that.
The Inform Only bucket contains newsletters and status updates that require no response. The ACT Later bucket contains non-urgent requests, and the ACT Now bucket demands immediate attention.
The classification alone saves immense mental energy. But the system goes further by utilizing a concept called the voice guide.
Yes.
The voice guide is a text document containing your general writing rules, audience adjustments, and crucially, 2 to 3 past emails pasted as examples.
Right.
Using this guide, the AI batch drafts replies for everything in the ACT NOW bucket. You then review and send them. The author also recommends a strict daily rhythm. You should run this automated check only twice a day, typically at 9:00 a.m. and 3:00 p.m.
Which is so hard for people to do.
It is, but this schedule prevents the constant context switching that ruins productivity.
Absolutely. And after clearing the email bottleneck, the professional must address meetings. The author details a 4-layer connected meeting stack. By securely connecting your calendar to the AI system, it can automatically generate pre-meeting briefs each morning.
That sounds amazing.
It is. The AI reads your calendar invites, reviews the attendee list, and scans any attached documents. It then provides a summary of the context and outlines open items from previous discussions. You enter the meeting completely prepared without having to hunt for documents.
And the true automation happens after the meeting concludes. The post-meeting packet workflow is incredibly robust.
Yes, it is.
The AI processes the meeting transcripts, which can be captured by tools like Otter.ai or built-in platform recorders. The AI automatically extracts the decisions made, the action items assigned, the open questions, and an executive summary.
It's just brilliant.
And then it saves this structured packet directly to your Google Drive and drafts an email to send the summary to all attendees.
This automated extraction ensures that no commitments fall through the cracks. It standardizes how your team records information. Instead of relying on human memory or, scattered physical notes, you have a permanent, searchable record of every project decision.
But wait, letting an external AI read my entire corporate calendar, my emails, and all my internal meeting transcripts?
Yeah, that's the big question.
Many IT departments would have a severe reaction to that level of access. How does the author justify the significant data privacy risks involved here?
Well, the author provides very clear, strict guidance on this issue. You must never expose sensitive financial data, confidential human resources information, or regulatory data to standard consumer-tier external tools.
That makes total sense.
For highly sensitive workflows, you must use a manual copy and paste method into a secure, enterprise-approved AI environment that guarantees data privacy. However, routine daily emails and standard project management meetings can safely utilize the connected workflow, provided it explicitly aligns with your organization's IT policies. You must always respect corporate data governance.
Right, assuming the proper security protocols are followed, clearing away the administrative burden of emails and meetings naturally generates a vast repository of structured notes in your cloud storage.
Yes,
So the next logical phase is utilizing that stored knowledge for high-level intelligence gathering and document drafting.
exactly. And the connected research stack contrasts sharply with traditional browser tab hopping. The author outlines 4 specific research approaches to handle different types of queries.
Let's break those down.
First, web search is utilized for finding current external facts. Second, internal document search is used for gathering company-specific context. Third, a combined approach merges both external web data and internal company data. And fourth, deep research is deployed for complex, multi-step investigations.
The deep research approach is particularly valuable. When you give the AI a complex prompt, it autonomously searches multiple external and internal sources, cross-references its findings, and produces a structured brief.
Right.
But this introduces a massive risk. We all know AI models can confidently present false information, often called hallucinations.
Yeah, and the author insists on a strict verification checklist for all AI-generated research to combat this exact problem. You cannot blindly trust the output.
Definitely not.
You must manually check that the cited sources actually exist. You must verify that those sources match the claims made in the text. You must check the recency of the information to ensure you are not relying on outdated data. And finally, you must independently verify all headline numbers and statistics. The AI is a research assistant, not a definitive oracle.
Once the research is verified, the professional still has to produce the final deliverables. The book explains how to generate first drafts in just 15 minutes using a connected document generation chain.
I love this part.
It's so efficient. This involves 4 seamless steps. First, the AI extracts context from your connected tools, pulling from Google Drive, your task trackers, and relevant email threads.
Okay.
Second, it proposes an outline based on that context. Third, it drafts the sections. And finally, it polishes the entire document. This chain is ideal for recurring deliverables, such as weekly status reports or client-facing summaries.
And the extraction step is where the entire integrated system proves its value. The AI reads the meeting packets we discussed earlier, alongside your task updates, to compile the necessary facts before it begins writing.
Right.
This ensures the first draft is firmly grounded in actual project data, rather than generic assumptions.
But there is a critical flaw to consider in this document generation chain. How does a professional prevent the AI from inventing plausible but entirely fake numbers to fill gaps in a status report?
Yes.
Because if I am missing data for a marketing slide, I do not want the AI guessing my conversion rate just to make the document look complete.
The author addresses this danger directly with the strict do not invent rule. You must include a very specific instruction within your prompt chain. The AI is ordered to strictly use only the extracted context provided.
Okay, and if it doesn't have it?
If critical information is missing, the AI is instructed to mark that section with the exact text, in brackets, needs input, rather than generating filler content or hallucinating data.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, this mechanism forces the human editor to manually provide the missing facts, ensuring total accuracy.
Every research brief and every status report naturally generates new action items. This creates a need to seamlessly track and manage all this data and the associated tasks. This brings us to managing execution without drowning in manual data entry.
The book details how to manage track tasks efficiently. The AI reads your meeting transcripts, emails, and internal communication messages to extract specific tasks.
Right.
It identifies the required action, assigns an owner based on the conversation context, and determines a deadline. The AI then automatically pushes these extracted tasks to destination platforms like Asana or Linear through native integrations or connecting services.
Just think about the immense relief this provides. The author introduces a workflow called the weekly status sweep. This is a single prompt run on Friday afternoons. Imagine that Friday panic when you were trying to remember everything you promised to do on Tuesday. Instead of frantically digging through your messages, the AI reconciles overdue items and new commitments across your Drive, email, and task tracker. It gives you one unified, clean view of all obligations.
You can actually enter the weekend feeling relaxed.
Exactly.
The system also handles the nuances of human communication, which I find fascinating. Natural conversation is often incredibly vague. The AI handles ambiguity by using a needs clarification flag.
How does that work?
Well, if a colleague says something like, "I will think about it," or "we should look into that eventually," the AI flags this phrase. This allows the professional to determine if it requires a concrete task assignment, or if it was merely a casual remark.
That is so helpful. Moving from task management to numerical data, the book details how to manipulate spreadsheets without writing complex formulas. This utilizes the ChatGPT Advanced Data Analysis workflow. The process involves three straightforward steps. First, you load the data via a CSV file or connect directly to Google Sheets. Second, you describe what you want in plain English. And third, you review and iterate on the output.
Describing the outcome rather than the technical method is a vital skill for this workflow. For example, you ask the AI to show total revenue by region for each quarter, rather than instructing it to build a specific pivot table or write a complex index match formula.
Yeah.
The AI writes and executes the underlying Python code in its sandbox to achieve the result you described. It handles the mathematics and the formatting entirely in the background.
This approach represents a fundamental shift in how we interact with software. Writing traditional spreadsheet formulas is like micromanaging the steering wheel of a car. You are intensely focused on the mechanics of execution.
Right.
Prompting the AI for data analysis is like giving a professional driver a final destination. You describe the outcome you want, and the AI handles all the complex implementation.
That is an excellent analogy. It highlights the shift from operator to manager. However, the author provides a stern warning for this data analysis process. You must always verify the row count of the output against your original file.
Oh, why is that?
Because when the AI cleans a messy data set, it might silently drop rows containing irregular data or formatting errors. Checking the total row count ensures the AI did not discard critical information during the cleaning phase.
That's a great tip. So with your tasks organized and your numerical data clearly analyzed, the final step in a professional's week is sharing these insights across different platforms without duplicating your effort. The author introduces the content repurposing chain under a very simple principle: write once, use everywhere.
The mechanics of this principle are highly efficient. A single source document, such as a detailed meeting packet, can be simultaneously transformed into 5 distinct formats.
Bye.
Yeah. Those formats might include a professional LinkedIn post, a casual internal Slack announcement, a formal client email, concise presentation bullets, and an engaging paragraph for the company newsletter. The AI adjusts the length, formatting, and vocabulary for each specific medium.
To maintain brand consistency across all these distinct formats, the author recommends building a style bank.
Yes.
This is essentially a centralized folder containing your best past writing. When generating new content, the AI references this folder to match your exact tone and vocabulary for different audiences. You curate this folder with 5 or 6 exemplary documents that represent your ideal professional voice.
And the ultimate synthesis of the book is achieving what the author calls the automated week. The author explains that all these separate workflows we have discussed can be systematized. When Sarkar talks about systematizing, he introduces the concept of a skill.
Right, a skill.
A skill is a plain text instruction file, saved as skill.md, which is then compressed into a ZIP file along with your standard templates and rule sets.
To clarify the mechanism here for our listeners, you upload the ZIP file to platforms utilizing features like ChatGPT's custom GTTs or Claude's projects.
Exactly.
You package your style guide, your templates, and your instructions into this file, upload it, and essentially build a personalized application that already knows your workflow. It creates permanent muscle memory. You no longer have to type out long, complex prompts every time. You simply trigger the skill you uploaded.
The book outlines a powerful weekly rhythm using these customized skills. The Monday morning trigger is a specific skill that automatically checks your calendar, triages your email inbox, and prioritizes your tasks for the week ahead. It sets your agenda.
Perfect.
Conversely, the Friday close trigger generates your weekly status report and reconciles your entire task portfolio. By implementing these specific repeatable triggers, the author states a professional can reclaim 8 to 12 hours in their very first week of full adoption.
This brings up a philosophical concern, though.
Yep.
If a professional automates their entire week using these customized ZIP files, do they run the risk of becoming detached from their own projects? If the machine reads the emails, writes the reports, and plans the tasks, does the automation replace the necessary human connection to the work?
The author's philosophy clearly defines the boundary between machine processing and human leadership. The system is designed to handle only the administrative scaffolding.
Right, the scaffolding.
The AI extracts the notes, formats the data, and drafts the reports. However, the professional remains the ultimate editor. The human is the final gate for accuracy, completeness, structure, and voice. You are not detaching from the project, you are detaching from the data entry.
That makes a lot of sense.
This separation allows you to focus entirely on high-level strategy, creative problem-solving, and oversight. You elevate your role from administrator to director.
Friends of the show, this concludes our detailed technical review. We strongly recommend that you read the actual book, AI for Everyday Automation by Dipankar Sarkar.
Yes, highly recommended.
Reading the text will provide you with the specific, detailed prompt templates we discussed today. Furthermore, purchasing the book grants you access to the companion ZIP files hosted on GitHub, allowing you to deploy these skills immediately into your own workspace.
Implementing these comprehensive systems requires careful initial setup, but the compounding return on your time is substantial. We encourage you to subscribe to the program for future technical reviews. We wish you a highly productive and efficient day.
And we leave you with a final, provocative thought to ponder. If everyone in the corporate world eventually uses connected AI to write their emails and status reports, and the recipients simply use their own AI to summarize and read those same messages, what happens to the inherent value of human-to-human professional communication?